gorgeous. It was more just a thing where I just knew that I wasn't happy in myself ever since a young child. Like I had certain things that used to bother me, like my body, like just body parts that I felt didn't belong on me, but you know, I was born with, and I always wish that I wasn't born like that. I always wish I was born the opposite sex, but I couldn't. I didn't know why I was born into the body that I was, and I always felt that I was born wrongly. You know, my mum always thought she was gonna have a little girl. She always thought she was, you know, and my mum always wanted a little girl, you know, and then she did finally have a girl, but majority of my mum's kids are boys. Thank you, Aria. But yeah, thank you, Aria. Thank you, guys. Follow Aria, guys. Can you follow Aria? She goes live as well. Give her love and support. She's a trans person as well. Aria, comment so we can pin you, and we'll get everyone in the live to follow you. Go comment, just put like a love heart, babe, and I'll pin you. Thank you for doing my hand hearts, babe, in my gift gallery. I appreciate you. You know that. There we go. And she's a real one as well, because you know what? Like, I'm such a lovely person, and so many people will badmouth me and will talk crap about me, right? Because I come on and I share my journey and stuff, and they're just jealous because my journey's succeeding and it's going how it's going. Guys, follow Aria. But like, honestly, I'm always nothing but nice to trans people until you get them little jealous bricks that want to sit there and bring you down and want to say a load of stuff about you, you know? And it's just like, hold on a minute, like, no one is above anyone in the transition world. Some people that just, you know, they get surgeryed up, their hormones work a wonder in them, and they start to feel like they're better than everyone else, even to the way that they look down on women. Like, they feel like they can then take away women's rights. Like, women have fought so hard in life. Like, let's not take women's rights away. Thank you, gorgeous. I'm proud to be a trans woman. I'll always be a trans woman. Thank you, gorgeous. And, you know, women have their rights and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to take your rights away from you at all. I know what I was born as, and I wasn't happy as that. That's why I transitioned into a trans woman. But I'll always be a trans woman. Even if I have my surgery done, I'll always be a trans woman. You know, and I feel like some people, especially trans people, some of them, they get to a point where they're even discriminative towards trans women and women. And it's like, you've got to a point in your life where you've had all your surgeries done and you've had certain things done, and now you seem to think because you've accomplished that you can then, everything that you've gone through in your transition, you can then backfire it onto other people. And it's like, let's not forget how beautiful women are in the first place. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, we are, as trans women, beautiful as well, but, you know, women can do things that trans women cannot do. Do you know what I mean? Like, they can bring life into the world. I know it takes someone else and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I'd say. Like, and I'm not sitting here trying to invalidate trans women, because I'd never do that, because I am a trans woman. Thank you so much, babe. Thank you. I love you so much. Thank you. But it's just like, no one gives anyone a break. Like, I'm always so nice to people, but there's like two types of trans girls, and I can be controversial as a trans person because I've made mistakes, and some people say that I don't put in enough effort with my voice, and I don't. But the thing is, I'm not fake. I'm not sitting there, and I'm not trying to force anything on anyone. I just be me, you know, and my voice is my voice, and I haven't tried to talk differently. I haven't gone, oh my god, this is so cunty. Oh my god, like, girl, like, this is cunty. Like, that is the real tea. Like, you know, now clock it. Like, all of this stuff that these trans girls do. I'm just like, babe, like, you just make us look like idiots. Do you know what I mean? Like you cannot read the doll. I am the doll. Now clock that and put that in your purse. Like, this is the sort of lingo that we would be talking as a trans community. And it's like, let's, like, you know, you've completely forgotten about the whole story behind being a trans person. You've completely forgotten about trans icons. You've completely forgotten about Marsha P. Johnson. People that have, thank you so much, babe, people that have paved their way for us to be who we are to this day. And then it just feels like the sort of, like, you know, the advocates we've got advocating now, it's like, what is this? We're not setting standards. Marsha P. Johnson was an activist. She was amazing. She started Stonewall. For people like her, is for the reason why we are who we are to this day. She done so much, you know. Her alongside Sylvia as well. Like, watch the Marsha P. Johnson documentary. Do you know what I mean? And people use Pride now as an excuse to go and get drunk. Like, nobody really is talking about the history upon how we have fought to get where we have. And I feel like, yeah, it's okay being comfortable in yourself. 100%. Thank you so much. It's so comfortable. But let's not forget why we can be comfortable to this day. Let's not forget the people that are around us. Let's not forget, you know, why we are living proof of being so comfortable in ourselves, and it's not as hard as it used to be. Because, you know, 20, 30 years ago, you know, or longer, 50 years ago, you'd be stoned. You know what I mean? You would. So, you know, to just take that in mind. And, you know, when you're all attacking each other, that saddens me the most. Now, I will stick up for myself, girls. I'm not going to sit there. But I ain't going to come for you unless you send for me. And if I get bad energy from you, and I get bad energy, babes, I cut you off, I block you, and that's that. You know, I had a group of trans girls on live yesterday saying, Miss Faye don't put in enough effort, see her in real life, her makeup's disgusting. They were saying that apparently you can see I've had electrolysis, I've just spoken about that. You can see my beard. Apparently I wear socks in my bra. Babes, please tell me where. Thank you, everyone. Socks in my bra. What else was it? Apparently I'm a makeup artist, but I look like shit. I don't know how to dress. My body sags. They said I've got male pattern baldness. Yeah, there was like, oh, you've got male pattern baldness, all sitting in a box, right? But the whole time they were doing it, right, there was someone on the live stream where she had just started her transition. I don't know, her name's Savannah something, not just Sav. It's like she was called Savannah something, and she was saying, oh, I've been into Miss Faye's life. Is she not like that? She's beautiful. And I was getting absolutely crucified. And I'll tell you the backlog behind it. There's 3 of them, and if you really want the clout, I'll give you the clout. You've got Bailey, you've got Talia, who doesn't even go live, and you've got I can't even remember the last one's name. Miss Piggy, I'm gonna call her. And like, so basically, like, there was one night that I was going out on a night out, and Lou was like on FaceTime with me and stuff like that. And now this is earlier on in my transition, yeah. And I didn't have the facilities, and thank you so much, I didn't look how I was looking now, because I was only on hormones for about 6-7 months at that point. So obviously time needed to do what I did. So at the time I was using chicken fillets and stuff to fill certain areas to make me feel more confident in my transition, okay? I turned up at this bar and they were there. I went out and I gave them a hug, and I was like, oh, hi girls, like, give them a cuddle, because I'm like, you know, I was like, hi girls, looking gorge, do you know what I mean, that how it is. And they were very standoffish anyway. And then Bailey goes to me, because I had this issue with Alpha. Bailey goes to me, oh, Miss Faye. And I was like, yeah, because I was about to go downstairs to the other part of the club. She goes, defying gravity, and she starts singing all this stuff, and like starts like talking about Alphabet situation. I'm like, girl, like, what are you doing? Like, that was so long ago as well. And I was like, and I walked off. They left the club, they went and did their business. Anyway, a week later, they've started a live, and they've gone, oh, we come to London, we saw Miss Faye. Miss Faye pushed everyone out of the club by the head. Apparently I was walking past people and pushing them in their head. Now, if I walked past you and pushed you in your head with my hands, right, you'd probably go to the bouncer, you'd probably go, what? You wouldn't just go, oh yeah, just push my head out. You wouldn't, would you? If I walked past you and I pushed your head, that would cause a fucking massive scene. I had no problems that night. I stayed in the club the whole night. So I was like, this is so bizarre. And then I'm being told I did that. I was flicking my hair, I was looking in the mirror, I was feeling myself, I was being bitchy, I was pushing everyone out the way, I was doing all of this stuff, and I was doing the most. All because they said to me, come and sit with us after going, the fight, and I just got really bad vibes. I just felt, they were all together, like trans girls. I didn't really know them. I knew them from TikTok, and I just felt they were just a bit much. Like, I just didn't feel comfortable. So I just went and did my own thing. And because I went and did my own thing and I didn't sit round them and I didn't do what I need to do, they then spark up a live saying all of this stuff, saying I look bad, I've got bad makeup, I've got mild pattern baldness, I put socks in my bra, I was wearing cream shoes with a brown jumpsuit. You know, I don't look like how I look on camera. Bitch, like, look, there's no fucking filter. Like, what are you talking about? I've got a ring light. This is how I look, girls. Like, see me in person. Because let's clock it right now. Every single time I go out, babes, yeah, the attention is there. So don't try and even read me and try and say that I look the way I do. Because I don't look shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get enough attention. Anyway, it's not even about the attention. But, like, the fact that they're trying to clock me, I'm like, wow. While you're sitting there looking like Harry Potter in a fucking wig, darling. Let's not get it correct. So anyway, obviously this Savannah was obviously kind of new in the transition. This one person that I've never known of jumps up in the box and starts attacking this person and goes, oh girl, like you need to keep it real cutesy, because they start talking about women's spaces and not going into women's spaces before your transition has kind of like got to a stage, which I believe as well. Let your transition kind of plan out. Use the disabled toilet until you're ready to go into them spaces, so you don't scare people. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you can get away with it shouldn't even be about that anyway, but like there's some people that do put minimal effort in and they make such a bad name and they go into certain places and start shaving faces. That person that was shaving their fucking face in a women's toilet, like, of course a woman's going to go in there and go, what? Because you've got shaving foam all around your mouth and you're using the Gillette Mach 3 in the mirror, darling. Like, we don't help ourselves in the best situations. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you remember when that was all over the newspaper? Like, it's like, girl, we're screaming for acceptance, we're screaming for that, and then you've got these imposters, is what I'm going to call them, imposters, going into sort of spaces where they actually, I feel, shouldn't even be, because they would scare me. If they would actually scare me. Do you know what I mean? And then, but then what people do is they take advantage of the trans community and go, well, I'm not being funny though, but like, I can identify however I want to identify. And I'm like, but no, you can't. You've got to put in the work. You got to be putting in the work. Like, I didn't start going into these spaces after being in my transition for 3 months. I went and used the disabled toilet. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just less hassle. Just let your transition plan out. You know, even sometimes now I just go in the disabled toilet because I just can't be bothered. And not because I'm ashamed of who I am, because I just can't be bothered. If someone does want to say anything, no one does say anything to me anyway. Because most of the time, if I go in the toilet, I'm not going to go in there and I'm not going to be prancing around and doing fucking somersaults or shaving off my beard in the mirror. I'm going to go in, I'm going to sit down on the toilet, go away, come out, wash my hands, and I hope you dusty people wash your hands, and I'm going to go outside. But some of these people are going in like absolute monstrosity of people, and then they're going, well, you know, I'm trans anyway, but you haven't put one single hormone in your body and you haven't even bothered to try and even fit the norm of what a fucking transgender person is, but yet you want all the respect and all the boundaries when you've got a full-on beard, you've put no makeup on your face, you know, you've got some Party City wig from fucking a Halloween shop, and you know what I mean, you're going in and you're scaring people, you're scaring women because women are not used to that. If you go into a women's space, go in convincingly, put some effort in, put a lipstick on at least, do you know what I mean, put a lipstick, shave the face, do something so that when you go in, people do not look at you and go because when you do that, you make it so hard for every single trans individual that is trying. Every single trans person that tries in their transition. But then if you try in your transition, you are seen you're trying too hard. You can't win. And when you try too hard in your transition, the trans girls that don't try come for you in spade loads and bring you down. And it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing here? Because, you know, what are we doing? As a community, what are we doing? So we're just going to allow bricks upon bricks upon bricks to go out and scare everyone? we are, and then the real girls that are clocking it and are putting in effort and are beating their faces and are making themselves feminine and are wearing nice clothes and trying to make themselves look good and, you know, just mind their business, are facing the wrath because these bricks are going into these places and scaring people. So it just makes us all look crazy. Do you get what I mean? And yeah, I've been through many phases, guys. I've been through many places, you know. You're projecting. Let's remember they were unclockable dolls who put you in your place. Babe, come on your real platform. Unclockable dolls. Unclockable dolls. Unclockable doll. Unclockable dolls. Mother Teresa, you're obviously Bailey or yourself. Unclockable dolls. One is 7 foot, 7'3". Yeah, one is 7'3". You know? Who are we talking about here? Casey and Courtney. Her hair needs washing. Whose hair needs washing?
The Observer, providing you with the latest TikTok drama from across the UK.